Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel for new stuff, new content, new fun things. I am the most enthused to tell you guys that I got my hands on this mess right here. This is the ColourPop and Raw Beauty Christi collab. I just could not be more excited to be filming this video. I have been following her for a hot minute. I know that she has kind of like spoken into existence this ColourPop collab, and I just am so excited for her. She's having the best 2020 out of anybody that I know. I managed to get more makeup in my hair. And I also feel like I need to change sweaters so that, I think that'll help my like white balance. I think that's why I look so freaking orange. Better, I think. If I'm orange, this tutorial will be very useful for Oompa Loompas everywhere. In all honesty, I've never actually used a ColourPop eyeshadow before. I don't think. My friend Jenna is probably shaking her head at me so hard right now because she's been telling me for years I gotta get on this and get on this bandwagon, and I don't know, I'm here now. I was able to get my hands on the entire collection. My best friend Jordan actually ordered it for me when it launched because I anticipated it being much like the last launch where things went awry. That's what happened with the Pure collab, and my sister was online for 12 hours because I was working that day too. So because I was working when this little baby launched, my best friend was so kind and got online and waited, and by waited I mean checked out with literally 0 issues. So that's fortunate. But I was able to get not only the palette, but also I got all 4 of the Super Shock shadows, but of course I gave the 2 lighter, more like neutral ones to Jordan, both of the lip glosses. And then this is something that I was super excited about because I've actually wanted to try them for a hot minute. They're gel liners. I did swatch all 3 of these, and I will say that these 2 in particular were just like heavenly. I thought that they were so creamy, so beautiful. I found the brown one a little bit dry. Never used these before, don't know if that's like normally like the texture of it, or maybe, I don't know, maybe these just needed to be a little bit more wet to be vibrant. So I got that, the Super Shocks, the gloss, and the palette. Yeah, okay, that's what's up. So we're gonna jump into it. I did swatches on my hand earlier, but I don't know that you guys need to see any of that. I don't like watching people like sit there and swatch. I get that that does it for some people, but I am not some people in this instance. I'm some people in a lot of other instances. You guys know that yellow is literally always one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to go in with the color Chanterelle, which is the mustardy yellow in this palette, and we're gonna go from there. So far, pretty pleased with the pigmentation. It's blending out very easily, which is interesting. I already swatched them on my arm just because I like doing swatches for myself. I just don't like watching other people swatch, if that makes any sense. And the texture of these, like when you put your finger into it, I was like, I wonder if this is going to be ever so slightly chalky, just because like they felt dry, like on my fingertip. And when I did the swatch, I kind of was like, okay, well, that'll be interesting. Not that swatches mean jack, but I was like, you know, I'll just pay attention to it while I'm using it. That was seamless. Of all the launches that I was aware of happening in 2020, because, you know, there's just so many that it's very, very, very hard to keep track. I think I was super excited for the launch with Pure earlier this year, simply because it was with Raw Beauty Christi and it was her first one, and I wanted to support her in any way. Why am I still yellow? I guess it's only fitting that I'm yellow in this video since Christi is yellow all the time. Wow, I think that actually helped a lot. I'm gonna go in with Homegrown on that same brush. I'm only going to focus a little bit of that color here on the point of the brush, so it's easier to get my exact placement with a nice little like stipple. And then I'm gonna switch to that soft like windshield wiper or scrambled egg motion to kind of like buff that out. So this shade doesn't seem to be as like buttery or as creamy as the yellow that I used right before it. It's not bad, but I am spending a little bit more time trying to blend this than I had to do with that initial shade. That yellow was just like so creamy and perfect once it got onto my lid. You know, I did take a little bit of extra time to blend that out, but I feel like where they are blended together, it's like quite nice. Just a hint of Rainier, because it's like this like rusty kind of warm brown, and I'm just gonna hit the very tippity top of that brown shade right into that mustardy yellow, just to kind of like smoke those out a hint more. Mayhaps that is what I should have done initially. I am really excited though about like new launches from Jaclyn Hill's brand. I'm excited to see like what she creates. I'm excited to see Samantha Ravindal just announced that she's launching something in 2021. So I'm excited for like those things. You know, I've heard good things about ColourPop in general. Jenna's been telling me to try it for years, and like I mentioned earlier, I'll support anything Kristi does, so here we are. Now I'm gonna pick up the color Evergreen. I'm loading just the belly of my brush. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes. You just could not possibly understand just how stunning that is. I don't think, but it's like this beautiful, like, it looks like it's gonna be a little bit like richer of a green, but it's like a green gold, like iridescent kind of like. I'm gonna be using that same brush, and now I wanna dip just a smidgen into Emerald City. And I just wanna pack that right here on the inner corner. Ooh. All right, well, that made me incandescently happy. So now I'm going to pick up this brown liner, the creamy one. What is the actual shade name? It's called a Woodsy. Yeah, I mentioned earlier when I swatched these on the back of my hand that the brown one was my least favorite because I felt like it wasn't as like creamy as the other two. Both of these were like super wet and creamy, and we'll see how it applies to the waterline. The brown one, honestly, I don't really like it. It feels really dry as it's gliding across my eyelid, so I am not a huge fan of this. It took so long to make that look good and my mouth is open, I drooled on myself a little bit. No. No, that right there, that's a negative ghostwriter for me. Nope. So I'm gonna pick up a fresh brush because that first brush that I used has literally every color that I've used on it thus far. I'm gonna dip back into that Chanterelle color, that like mustardy yellow. We're gonna hit the outer corner of this, and we're gonna use like a soft like motion. It's like whisking egg whites, you know? Green or yellow, green or yellow, green or yellow, green or yellow. Oh God, I'm so, what do I wanna do? I think green. I think that would like really float my boat. I'm gonna use this one in the waterline. See, this does not feel dry in any way, shape, or form. I am a huge fan. Yeah, I love that. I think that's super fun. That was nice and creamy, and it's got that rich like, I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of this yellow one. Ooh, yes. Winners. So I did my mascara. My lashes have been looking kinda nice, and I decided that I just couldn't care less to actually apply lashes today. Before I started filming, I had my face like pretty much done with the exception of my lips and highlighter. So I'm gonna be lining my lips with Backseat Love from Morphe. Originally I was going to like do a nude lip and then top it with one of these glosses, but I'm not gonna be doing that today. I got both, and I would be lying if I said that I didn't try them on in my kitchen as soon as I got the package. So I already know that I really like the formula, but now I guess I get to see what they actually look like with a full face. Ooh, what is that scent? Vanilla Play-Doh. I don't know, something like that. This is the color Wildflower. It's like the slightly like pinkish one. I didn't really become a gloss girl until the pandemic because I would be sitting here doing my makeup, and in lieu of popping on my matte liquid lipstick, I would throw on a gloss so that I can feel kind of like complete, or like have the experience of putting something on, but that it would fade and not stain the inside of my mask by the time I had to put a mask on. So the pandemic kind of sparked my enjoyment of gloss, but that's like a nice formula. It's not terribly tacky, which I know is like a big deal for a lot of people. I love tacky glosses. Like NYX Butter Gloss, freaking sign me up, okay? I love them. So I would have been fine if this were a little bit tackier. It is very thick. I like that. I like a thick gloss. Look at that. Like I pulled it out and there was like a little tendril of goop on it, and I'm just like really into that. I'm gonna apply this one as well because I want to. And this one is called Glacier, which makes sense because it's like a creamy vanilla-y kind of color with a hint of reflect in it as well. Ooh, yeah, I really like that. I definitely think that this will be what I gravitate towards a little bit more. I'm not really like a pinky kind of girl. You guys know if you've been here on this channel before, but I like It's a drama. So there's that, and then I gotta throw these in here somewhere because they are stunning. I assumed that the entire site would crash and that I would receive literally nothing. So in order to like, you know, make checkout a little bit more like expedient for her, I was like, this is your mission. If all else fails, like priority-wise, palette, followed by this in particular. And you know, I got everything because the site did not crash, so way to go, ColourPop, real proud. I already swatched this, which is why the top of it is not, it's like beautiful, like patterny. Look at that. I'm gonna be taking my pinky finger, and I think I just wanna, ooh. Not that I didn't love what was already here in the center, but you guys, I can't help myself. I love these. I love, love, love the Super Shock shadows. Yeah, could not love that more even if I tried. I'm also gonna, I drop something in every video. I would have actually cried if that broke. So just a quick overview of everything that we used today. I love this. This was super fun. I especially love the yellow shade in that. I thought it was super creamy, nice and buttery. Love the way that it blended out, almost like a dream. I did have a tiny bit of issues here with the shade Homegrown. I am wondering if that honestly was just like user error. Like I said, I've never really played with the ColourPop eyeshadows before other than say the one Super Shock shadow that I've owned. So I don't know, I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more. I assure you I'm going to be doing more tutorials with this palette. So I am going to be playing with this a little bit more. My overall first impression of the palette is that it's bomb.com, super beautiful. As for the Super Shock shadows, if you've ever played with them before, you know exactly what you can expect. It is a super creamy, like creamy is not the word. It's a super like silky, like luxurious kind of feel as far as like a potted eyeshadow goes. Honestly, it feels like touching silk. I love these so much. I think that these are always a winner. And this Like a Moss color, bomb.com. I'm wearing it right there. I'm wearing it, well, you guys know, you watched the tutorial. But this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Super, super, super into that. Moving on to the liners, the yellow and the green, so Marigold and Spare Time. I think that these are stunning. Again, I've never used their traditional gel liners, so I had no opinions like leading up to this. These were super creamy, nice and like almost like wet feeling, especially Marigold, the yellow shade. When I swatched it on my hand before filming this tutorial, I was like, wow, I think I'm really going to like that, and lo and behold, I did. So, but this brown one, I was not a fan. This felt super, super dry. I put it up here across the top, and I just honestly, I'm not a fan. I don't know why there would be a difference between this shade and then the two others that are supposed to be just like it, but in different colors. But the brown one was really chalky to me. I had a very difficult time like building it up. It felt kind of weird, like dragging it across my lash line. I will not be reaching for that again. So I'm actually wearing both glosses right now, and honestly, like I really do like them. These are not sticky, but they are incredibly thick, which I like. I like it thick. This is gonna be my ride or die, my go-to. I'm not much one for like pinky colors on the lips. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't float my boat. Overall, I was really pleased with the collection. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very true to who Kristi is as a content creator and as a person, and I really enjoyed playing with all of this. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe if you're not already, and yeah, I love you guys so much. Have a very fun, safe, healthy day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. It just plopped out. I didn't notice, and I stepped on it, and it is crushed. I have its little guts on my shoe. Yeah, that's that. Why couldn't it have been the brown one?